I have been coming through with intuition and through the wisdom of having the best life experience ever, choosing new experiences and how important that is to, create the dopamine, create memories, to create positive a mindset, to jump yourself out of the box or circle that you are completely in the name of safety, um, but lacking the depth of life. If you are truly in your crown era like I am, and you've done so many things, and saw, not saw, you've done so many things, and you heard so many things that people wanted you to do, and you've accomplished those goals in the sense that you know you've done it, you had your kids, you've gotten married, you've gotten a divorce, maybe, or maybe you're still married, but you've got an education, you've bought a house, you've done all the American things that people say will fulfill you and get you into the successful framework of what success is in America. And so, yeah, but is those things that you have acquired creating happiness and joy? Okay, hold on. Excuse me. Are those things you have acquired creating happiness and joy? In a moment, they do. Many times, when you have a goal and you accomplish it, you have a goal and you accomplishment, you go into this zone of work, 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 or do, 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 and before you can be, so you can have, right? And then you say, "Oh, I'm good," but you're only good for like this limited time. And so, as people say, you're chasing happiness, or you're trying to pursue happiness versus having the joy within yourself. So I want to provide you this, not just Mother Day experience, but in this moment of Mother's Day and me not having my mother physically here on earth anymore, I thought about how I wanted to continue to experience motherhood as my children are adults. So always going to be a mother. I'm not always, and I'm always going to parent to a certain degree, but as an adult parent, I mean, a mother who with adult children, I see my life differently when it comes to this particular day. I personally don't necessarily want my children to do anything for me. I want them to continue to be the best gift that I can receive is to have them be the best person that they could be in their lives, right? Like having them successful, having them have joy, having them pursue the life of their dreams in this area of my life. That's what I want my adult children to have. And so I don't want them to buy me things because that's in the place that I am. Because I know those things don't create memories. Those things don't, things itself don't create the expectation that I want. The relationship that I have with my children and the experiences, whether it's just waking up in the morning and saying good morning or having tea or going out to eat or whatever that, those are the memories that I'm going to grasp more so, especially as I continue to get older. And I thought about how my, I mean, for me, because my mother's already passed and my grandmother's already passed, I have no other family. So I'm the oldest when it comes to family, when it comes to my children. But my children's other half, their other DNA components, my ex husband and my son's father, my ex fiance, if you want to call him that, had their parents are still alive, and I think about their relationships with their mothers and how that is, would that be the same relationship if with my mother? I know with my mother, I was there like every day almost because she wasn't that far away. But maybe that's a daughter relationship, a mother daughter relationship. And even though my mother was not the typical mother who, did the things because she was a Black Panther and she was doing revolutionary stuff. She was sick most of the time with sickle cell and cancer and all the other crap that happens when you're human and you're in this body. Did I do the best as I could as a daughter? A lot of times I felt guilty that I was not available for her um, the way I would have wanted to if I was quote unquote more successful, meaning that I could have done helped her with more things. I don't even know what that is because I drove her and paid bills for her and did all kind of things. But hey, you guys, thank you for coming in and saying hi. I appreciate it. I just wanted to talk about the relationships that I had with my mom during this time and how we as parents, mothers, not fall short, but we feel guilty about the way we've raised our children or had our children, and then we also think about our own parents and how were we as a daughter or a son if you're on here and you're a man. And I sometimes wish that I could have done way more for my mother, just like way more of helping her not be in pain, helping her to heal. Um, Through all the hardships that she had. And remember that she wasn't just my mother, but she was a friend and a confidant to so many women and men. She was a revolutionary. Um, she was a herbalist. She was a business owner. She was so many things to so many people, and we forget that our parents are people and other people have perspectives for them. She was loved. She was married 3 times, so she was loved and honored and respected. And as a child looking in, you don't see that until either you're grown and you have more self-respect for who they were or who they are if your parent is still alive. But for me, it's who my mother was. And Mother's Day is lonely sometimes for me. And it always has me to self-reflect of say what kind of person I am, how am I choosing to be in the world, how am I choosing to be a parent. When my daughter was young, I would give her this scale because I used to do behavioral therapy and things of that nature. Thank you for the Mother's Day flowers. It's always great to have your flowers given while you're alive. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate that. Um, but I would give her a scale, right? And I would say on a random day, not a good quote unquote good day or a day we argued, especially when she was a teenager. And I would say, well, how am I in parenting today? And it was a scale from 1 to 10. And depending on the day, I've been a 9 and I've been a 0, where she quote unquote hated me and disliked me and didn't care anything about me as a mother. And other times I was the best thing ever for her. Like I was her confidant, her ride or die. And relationships shift and change as our children evolve and how we evolve. And the dynamics of that is like it's important to understand and to recall. And then it's emotional because when you as a adult child has not done the best for your parent, that hurts. And when you gave your parent a hard time, that hurts when you remember. And you have to forgive yourself for those things. Forgive yourself for all the shenanigans that we've done, because everybody does shenanigans, right? We all been tried to manipulate the system, tried to manipulate our parents, and we have to forgive ourselves for those and not have those things as a hardship. Hey, you guys, thank you for coming in, but having a hardship within our own hearts to say that we weren't a good child, or and especially having that narrative versus good and bad. It's not about good or bad about being a child. We were a child and we were learning from our environment. Our norms and our values were brought up through society as well as our parents, church, school, whatever that institution is for you, and what you believe was the truth for you. But I wanted to also talk about because and all this came about because today I got a stack of books, right? So this book is so funny. This book was supposed to have been out like I think 2 years ago, but the collaborator for this book because it's a multiple stories. What my mama told me, life, love, and legacy. I wrote a short story about my mom. That's her right there. That's my mommy. Sister Samaya Peaches from the LA chapter of the Los Angeles Panthers. And I wrote about because she was also a songwriter, and she wrote a song called like Nappy Hair. And so that's what this short story is about. And it just reminded me today of how much I wanted to honor my mom and the memories and the thoughts that she embedded into me about being you. That's why I call myself a holistic self-love coach, because she taught me how to be more holistic in life, using plants, herbs, oils, rather than chemicals like perfume and different. That's why I have natural hair, you know. That's why it's called nappy hair. The chorus is nappy hair, the sun don't get no. You should read the thing, but maybe I'll put it down. But I think of that, and how those songs, those revolutionary songs, which are on YouTube, some of them, and I have a couple of albums that she did, but those are the memories that I'm gonna always have. Those are the experiences that I'm gonna have while she played the auto harp or the piano or the clarinet. She was also a musician, and that was everything. At the time when she had her business, the what was it called? The tea house and the jazz cafe, with my stepfather, who's now is in Europe. He's been in Europe for, I don't know, probably the last 20 years, and he's well known as a saxophone player and has just got won a legacy award. But anyway, I digress. When they had their business, the tea house and the jazz cafe on Broadway, and was it like, I can't remember the other street, but on Broadway. And watching her cook and play music, live jazz, that was, to me, it was normal, but in reality it wasn't normal. I was up at midnight, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and falling asleep to live jazz entertainment and watching African American culture just evolved in front of me. And it was, now I think about that now and how dynamic that is, to have something like that in the late 70s. Late 70s, yeah, late 70s, very early 80s, because I know I was under the age of 10. So I just wanted to definitely honor my mom, tell her hello, I love her, and thank you guys for all just jumping in and just saying hi. And I want to know that whatever stage you are in your life for Mother's Day at this point in time, or just any relationship you have with your mother, if she's still here on earth, if you don't speak to her, if she had mental health issues, if she has physical or mental issues, do your best to have conversations with her, to write down her legacy. It's so important to remember those legacy moments, write down those great memories, because life, your children, your grandchildren, your great great grandchildren will want to know that. And we're in a time and space now that we need those. We don't want AI to rewrite our history. We want our history to be written through our own mouths, through our own memories, and our own emotional depth, you know? And so yeah, that's how I wanted to just express myself and anchor in today, more so than teach or anything like that. So that is my gift to you guys. Please do that. Write a story like I did about one of the things that my mother taught me, and submit it somewhere, or have it for you, or publish your own short stories about your mom and the history of your life with her, or the history of her life and what she's done in this world. And so I appreciate you guys so much, very much. It's Coach Hunt. I have your greatest interest at heart. I love you so much. And I'm going to go and just relax and be in my own energy, as well as how do I want to say it? Honor my ancestors and my female legacy and lineage as much as I can. And that's it. That's all. If you have any questions or concerns or clarity, you can just go ahead and put it in the description box. I'm not AI. I will definitely talk to you back. And I have your greatest interest at heart. And if you need anything else, just put it in the description. I love if you go ahead and subscribe and like. And I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yes. Oh, and P.S. Yesterday I talked about our experiences, right? And that we need to try new things. I did try something new yesterday. I went to Cold Stones and I did not get my favorite ice cream of Rocky Road. I went and got some Dubai ice cream instead of pistachios. I got pecans in there and I added white chocolate chips. I made a post about it so you can just read that in the post feed. But that was something that I decided to have an experience of. So now I've owned a new experience, and I think I'm going to start challenging myself to have one new experience for the rest of this year. And hopefully, I can do it for the rest of my life. Have one new experience a week. That's something out of the box. And so I can continue to create the life that I want and have the emotional awareness to receive different things. Because when you keep doing the same thing, you keep having the same thing. So I am broadening, that's not a word, Angelina. Broadening? No. Bridging? No. Whatever the word is, I am expanding my container to having more experiences. And so more experience can come into my container, which is my heart, my soul, myself, my soul evolving life force. And I'm going to utilize my intuition every time for the success for my life. And let's see how it ends. I will continue to let you guys know. I'm either going to make a post or I'll make a video, but we're going to do this together. And I would love to hear, what will you experience? Tell me about your new experiences um, in the comments. All right. Okay, I'm gone. I love you guys so much. I have your greatest interest at heart. Bye.